Hi guys, welcome to this video looking at the advantages and disadvantages of using hydrogen as a fuel. Hydrogen then. It's a fuel that's used in something called a fuel cell, and the beauty of it is the only two things that you need for this reaction to occur is hydrogen and oxygen. So we take hydrogen, H2, and we react it with oxygen, O2, and it will produce water, which you should remember is H2O. You can see all this from the word and symbol equation I've drawn here, and if we just balance it nice and quickly, I have 2 hydrogens and 2 oxygens on the left, and on the right I have 2 hydrogens and 1 oxygen. So my oxygen isn't balanced, I need to double it, so I'll put a 2 in front of my H2O. That gives me 4 hydrogens on the right, which means I need to now double my hydrogens on the left, so I put a 2 in front of my H2. Now, the major advantage of using hydrogen as a fuel is it doesn't produce any carbon dioxide. So when we've looked at complete combustion and fossil fuels, they all produce CO2, which is a greenhouse gas. Hydrogen as a fuel doesn't produce that, which is a fantastic thing. So if we have a look at the advantages and disadvantages then, so as I've said, it's a clean fuel. Now what we mean by that is it doesn't produce any soot carbon, it doesn't produce any carbon monoxide, and it doesn't produce any carbon dioxide or sulfur dioxide. So there are no pollutants in the atmosphere. It's also renewable. Water is used to produce the H2. We've got plentiful amount of H2O. You can make more quite easily. The disadvantages, however, is it requires a special engine to actually run. That engine is rather expensive, and it must be kept safe. You've got to be able to store the hydrogen gas. Hydrogen is highly flammable, highly explosive. That makes it expensive as well. It also takes time to produce the hydrogen. What you need to do is use electrolysis to split H2O up into hydrogen and oxygen, and that is a lot longer than just digging it out of the ground to get our fossil fuels. That really is all there is to it. So I have a couple of questions, let's just see what you've picked up. So number 1, write the word and balanced equation for the reaction of hydrogen in a fuel cell. So you'll get 1 mark out of the 3 for the word equation, 1 mark for remembering the symbols for hydrogen, oxygen and water, and then 1 mark for balancing it. Number 2, explain the advantages and the disadvantages of using hydrogen as an alternative fuel. So it's worth 4 marks here, so I'd be going into maybe 2 advantages and 2 disadvantages here. So pause the video, have a go, and we'll see how you've done in a minute. Okay, let's go through. So if we start off with the word equation, we've got hydrogen. It tells you that in the question. It's in a fuel cell, which means it's going to react with oxygen. So that's the first half of your word equation, and the only thing it produces is water. So that's going to get you your first mark. Then for the balanced equation part, you should remember that hydrogen is H2. You should remember, think of the phone company, oxygen O2, and you should remember water is H2O. That's going to get you second mark. All that's left now is to balance it, so I need to double my water on the right hand side. That gives me 4 hydrogens, so I need to double my hydrogens on the left. And that balancing gets you your third mark. On to question 2. Let's have a look at the advantages and disadvantages. So I've got 2 advantages. First one being it doesn't produce any carbon monoxide, any carbon dioxide, any sulfuric acid or SO2 or acid rain. Anything like that is going to get you the first mark. The second mark is going to be it's renewable because the hydrogen is made from water. You must put detail into that. If you just say it's renewable, you may not get the mark. Say why. Hydrogen is made from water. Disadvantages. It requires a special engine to store the fuel, which is expensive, so don't just say it requires a special engine. It has to store the fuel, that is expensive. Also, don't just say it's expensive, you must get the detail in there to get the mark. And then the second one, the hydrogen takes time or energy to produce. That's pretty much it for this video. I have got a review question for you, which is compare hydrogen to fossil fuels. What are the advantages and disadvantages of both fuels? So here you've got the advantages and disadvantages of hydrogen. Try and compare them to using fossil fuels. Why would it be better to use them? Why would it be worse? That brings this video to an end. Hi guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please click on like down below. You can also subscribe to my channel, you can check out the latest video, and you can visit my website up above here. Bye now.